Hey everyone, welcome back to Teenage Therapy. I'm Gael.
I'm Thomas.
I'm Kayla.
And do you know what you want?
No, I'm just kidding. I know what I want. I don't know if Kayla knows what she wants.
Just put me on blast.
Yeah.
Why don't you?
Yeah. No, let's go at it right now.
Okay. I don't know what I want. And I think that goes for most things. Maybe, I would say a good amount of things. I would say I don't really know if I want it or I don't. And it really does irritate me. And I've recognized this problem for a while, I would say. I just know that, like, that's who I am. I'm an indecisive person. And sometimes my gut feelings just aren't telling me which way to go. Or maybe they are. And I'm just being persuaded by other people. Other people in this room. But anyways, yeah, it's just hard for me to figure out what I want. And I don't know how to fix that. Of course, besides just like listen to what you want, block out the noise, like, yes, it's corny. Maybe it'll work. It probably will, but is there anything else I can do?
I mean, have you tried it?
Wait,
have you tried it?
The thing is, like, I feel like this is one of those situations where the cliche is probably true. We just haven't actually made the click that we're like, wow, the cliche was true.
Yeah.
I mean, have you tried that before?
I have.
Has it worked?
Yeah. Sometimes
Okay.
no, sometimes yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's like a 50-50 chance.
How do you try it? Like,
What do you
what
mean?
does tuning into what your
Tuning-
wants or whatever the fuck?
Tuning into yourself.
Tuning into myself means not being worried of what other people will think of my decision.
Mm-hmm.
And just, or sometimes I think about it like this. If I were to say to like flip a coin, and if I say, okay, heads is I go, you know what I mean? And if I'm disappointed by the answer that the coin says, then that means I want the other one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, and that's what gets tricky though, because even in those situations, if I'm disappointed in the answer, part of me will be like, well, what if I should just do it because maybe I just don't really know yet.
Yes.
And so it's that extent of how do you know what you want versus how do you push yourself out of your comfort zone? Because listening, if we listen to ourselves all the time of I know what I want, that's not necessarily what might be the best choice, because
I completely agree.
sometimes you need to push yourself. So now it's okay, I know what I want, but should I push myself to do the opposite?
I agree. And I was actually talking to my friend about this earlier, or like yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago, and just trying to find that balance between pushing myself and being scared to do something, but also like just knowing that that's not what I want to do, because sometimes I feel like if other people don't push me to do it, then I'm not going to do it. And even though in the moment I may say, oh, I'm scared, I don't want to do it, I'll still do it. But how do I know if I was right to do it if I was scared? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what's the little balance there?
It's confusing. It's so confusing. And I get so indecisive. And
You do.
look, the way this really affects me is in my social life. It's that there's so many times where I make plans to go out with friends or something. And the more the moment approaches, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to cancel. I don't want to go. I want to be at home. So this is a situation where I know what I want. And I still get undecided. I still am very undecisive because I might be feeling like I do want to go with them, but I also don't. I also want to stay in, but I do want to go with them. And so in some ways I equally want both, and I'd be okay with both. So now I have to decide which is good for me and which would be better. And so it's those times where the only way that I have found the way out is by pushing myself to do something that I may not want as much, or I might feel a little uncomfortable doing, but I know at the end of the day it's what makes me feel better. Because I've noticed every time I do hang out with friends afterwards, I do feel better. And so now because I've actually observed my pattern of behavior, and I make sure to keep track of it so I can be a little less undecisive in the future. Now I recognize that pattern and I tell myself, okay, like, yeah, I know I don't want to go out. I'm very pessimistic. I'm being very antisocial and I want to just cancel, but I'm not going to do it because even though it's what I think I want, I know that I'm going to probably feel better afterwards. So I'm just going to do it. But that only happens after you do the thing for a couple of times and you're like, okay, now I know some of the patterns and the way these behaviors affect me. So it makes it easier to make a decision. But without that guiding principle or without that guiding pattern and patterns, it does get really hard.
Have you ever said yes to something even though you didn't want to and you regretted it? Like hanging out with somebody or whatever?
Yeah. And I'm just like, I want to leave, or I don't want to be here. Like, I shouldn't have done this. And I'm just like, fuck. This is why I should have listened to myself.
I think for me, I'm a lot more decisive than Kayla. And I want to say Gael, but I'm not really sure. All I know is that I don't like missing out on stuff. And I don't like feeling regret. The feeling of regret haunts me. It's something that I really, really hate. And so I'm always going to pick the decision that is out of my comfort zone and something that is going to be different rather than the option that is going to bring me comfort. That example of hanging out with friends is a good one because I do that too, where sometimes I, am not really feeling it socially, but I know that if I do hang out with my friends, it's going to be a good time and I'm going to feel better. And that's the case for most of the times, but there are some times where I do and I'm just like, I should have stayed home. But that's very rare. But even when I do go out and I'm maybe not enjoying myself, I'm at least proud of the fact that I was able to make it out. And I put in the work and the effort to make myself feel better. And instead of just choosing what my, I don't know, just pushing myself, basically. I don't know. That's just me, though. I'm very spontaneous, I think, in that sense. So I don't get hung up on decisions, and that can be a little reckless of me, but yeah.
See, that's the problem. When is it reckless to make certain decisions, and when is it optimizing your life for new experiences?
Exactly. For me, I don't even really see it as reckless. I just see it as opportunity. And wherever that opportunity takes me, I mean, that's where I'm going to go. Which is not always a great thing, but it's a fun thing for most of the parts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm hearing it. I'm like, yes, makes sense. Yes, I agree. But I think I'm more on the other side of the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Which is what?
if I really truly don't want to do something, I'm feeling really antisocial, sad, like shit, I'll stay home.
I'm a flake.
No, okay.
I'm a
no, I wouldn't say I'm a flake necessarily, but if I don't want to do it, then I won't go.
So what are you?
Do you think I'm a flake? I don't flake.
I don't think
I don't
you're
flake.
I don't think you're.
I don't flake.
Okay, I don't think you're a flake, but there have definitely been times where you have been a flake. But I don't hold that against you. I just know that you're a stubborn person.
Well, there's a difference between just saying no and not going versus saying yes and then backing out last minute.
Yes.
I back out last minute.
I don't do that.
You don't do that.
I don't do that. I will stick with it. But if I'm feeling hesitant prior, I'm going to tell you oh, I don't know. Maybe. And so don't be disappointed if that maybe goes to a no.
Yeah. Yeah.
And be excited if it goes to a yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Usually I make a decision, I stick with it.
I'm not. I'm saying that I don't.
Yeah, I know what
No?
you're saying, but I'm just saying, there have been times where you maybe said yes and just, oh, wait, not feeling it. Never mind.
Well, yeah.
And that's okay. That's okay. Everybody does that at some point in their life. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
Just
It's
wanted to point it out.
I just want to, humble you for just a quick moment.
I mean, I'm sure that has happened, but it doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
Keep it real. Just so y'all know, if we ever hang out.
They're trying to humble a badass rock star woman.
That's so true. Yes.
Wow.
But I don't know. I guess, Gael, since you're more of a flaky person, how do you feel when other people flake on you?
It doesn't feel nice, does it?
Or if they do it repeatedly too.
If they do it repeatedly, yeah.
But you're tolerant the first few times? I get a little upset.
Honestly, socially, yes, because I'm like, okay.
Because deep down you didn't want to? Or what?
Yeah. Because I'm like, okay, good. I'm okay with this. But like a lot of times that's like, I'm okay with either like staying home or going out. And I know we're using social as examples, but yeah, like I'm usually just okay with either. I want to be more, I just want to know what I want and be able to stick with it and not overthink. I think things are so simple and I just overthink way too many factors and I think way too far ahead that it leaves me frozen in place. It's like, I say I want to hang out with people. It's like, but do I really? And if I did, then why am I like thinking about, it's almost like as soon as I make the decision, I think I regret this. I shouldn't have committed to this. I'm really bad at committing to things and sticking through it. And so it sucks. It really does.
I feel the same
Yeah.
way.
One thing I noticed about you two is that you guys are very, very routine people. You guys like your plans.
I do.
You guys like
I
this
do.
routine.
Yeah.
You like
I do.
knowing that something's going to happen and then sticking with that.
Yeah.
And that could be good for like stability, but that could hinder you from change
I
and
think-
like
I have to
opportunity.
I need
Okay.
time to emotionally prepare for it.
Okay. I think I'm routine based, not as much as Gael, but I do like knowing that something is going to happen in advance.
Mhm.
For example, a little trip opportunity came up for Thomas and I.
Oh,
It's-
this is the conversation that kind of just fueled this entire
Yeah.
topic. Yeah.
Just a little summary about it. Our friend invited me and partially somewhat extended the invitation to Thomas
a little
as well.
bit, but I'm not sure.
A little
yeah.
bit, but basically we have the opportunity to go to Cabo for spring break and we would pay very little, basically just to fly over there and back. And even then it's low cost. Housing is paid for. It's good. But the problem with this is that it happened very last minute today, basically, like a few hours ago, really.
Yeah.
And
we really have one day to prepare.
we have one day. I have really nothing that I would like. I don't know what I would take.
Don't even. I can pull out 7 outfits, I swear. And all we
Enough.
need is really 2 full outfits.
So yeah, it's just rushed, and I don't like being rushed.
And that's valid.
I don't like being rushed. I like to take my time with things. I like knowing that something was gonna happen. I wasn't mentally prepared for this as well. I was going into break thinking, I'm gonna be at home, do my work, relax, go thrifting, take myself to the beach, go to coffee places, just have a very chill spring break. And I feel like this really just threw me off in a way. And I like to think of things like, okay, we come back Wednesday. That whole Wednesday is already taken up. So I really only have Thursday to Sunday, but Friday we're seeing our friends. So really I only have Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. 2 of those are probably going to be for my family. Really, I only have one day for myself. One day.
Yeah.
One day. What can I do with one day?
You can do a lot in one day.
But it's not the same because then I
yeah.
feel like a timer to do things, know?
Yeah.
Those are the cons.
Mhm.
Pros, obviously, great opportunity. I know it'll be fun, but I just feel like I'm not fully in that mindset.
Yeah, and that's very valid. I think we are just so opposite in that way. And
Yeah.
for me, I didn't even think about the time frame of like where it was during the week. I just knew that it's a vacation, and I think we desperately need a vacation. And what was that? I think we just should really go. It'll be a really fun time. We're only young ones. That is something that really gets me going, is that I want to experience as much as I can while I'm this age and everything. And I know we'll probably have other opportunities, but you can't guarantee that. And I don't want to spend another week home when I can do that another weekend. You know what I mean? And I know it's not the same. I don't know. I think I really, really am yellowing it, you know?
No, that's so valid.
Just to put it like in a simple term, YOLO. Like that's me.
Yeah. No, I agree. You know, you're young, take advantage. But I feel like I just know it's gonna happen in the future.
Yeah.
So why should I be rushing myself into doing it like right now? Like it needs to be now or never, you know? When I know that it can happen later down the line where I have more time to really prep for it. I'll know what I want to do there, you know, and it'll just be more, how do you say, planned, I guess. Planned.
Yeah. No. That sounds nice. Life doesn't guarantee that. Not to sound all corny and shit, but like it really doesn't. And I think that kind of thinking kind of annoys me sometimes whenever I meet, or you know, obviously not that Kayla is annoying me, but this goes
caught on camera right now.
This goes for
clip
this goes for a lot of people that, you know, I have met, that I'm friends with, and it's not that I'm annoyed with them. It's just we're different in the way that we think, and the way that I think is that there's an opportunity and we should take it. Whereas people, you know, they want more time and stuff to figure things out and all that. And I can respect that. I just don't know. Sometimes it feels a little inefficient. I don't know. That's definitely not the word I wanted to use, but doesn't make sense to me.
That makes sense. Because I think it just boils down to the values and the way you make those. It affects these so-called opportunities, because to you, there's an opportunity to go out and have a fun time. And to Kayla, there's an opportunity to rest and relax and prepare herself. And so to you, you're like, you value one opportunity more. She values the other. And so that's why it's like, of course, it's hard to understand the other side, because I get it.
Yeah. And it's frustrating for both people, like on either side, because it's, for me, I can't really understand how people live life with that thinking, because it's like, okay, you can think that way about everything, so when are you actually going to experience it? But then the other side would probably think that, well, you are just rushing things, like we don't need to do it, you should probably rest. And I don't know, I don't
like, maybe there's like, I don't know, it's different mental states too.
But I mean, even then, it's like I don't really know what I want when it comes to this. And that brings it back to like the point of the episode. I want to do both, but I can't. And I know, like,
but
I feel like either way, I'm gonna regret either choice a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons to each choice.
I just feel so conflicted, and
I think, you know what, I because I've been trying to figure out the answers to how to be less undecisive, because it's annoying, I think, being with someone that's undecisive and they just can't seem to make up their mind. It's like you ask them like, hey, where do you want to go eat? It's like, I want this and this and that, you know. It's like, fuck, I'm tired of doing it, I'm tired of others doing it. It's like, I love when people just know, I want to go here, here's what I want to do, here's what, you know, why I want to do it. And I think we need to start fucking using one of those, you know, they seem corny, but those decision-making templates.
The 5-second one?
No,
What
like
templates? Like a actual
those
Google
what are they
Doc
called?
template,
No.
or-
What are they called?
The boxes where it's like ask a question,
well,
and
yeah,
then if
but
it
what are
doesn't,
those
it
called?
goes.
Those are
I don't know
called
what they're
framework?
called.
frameworks, decision-making frameworks.
Okay.
I feel like I
I
need
thought
to.
you were gonna say like you whip out that Google Doc template and like
What the fuck?
Chat
no.
GPT.
No,
I was
like,
just that logical.
Chat, should I go to Cabo? Let me know.
yes or no. Yeah, no, this fucking decision-making. What did I say?
Framework?
Frameworks. I think learning those and learning how they operate would help my brain operate.
Yeah, I have an
more
example.
Yeah,
efficiently.
what do you mean exactly?
Usually, the way the frameworks work, I mean, there's multiple ways, but it helps you make a decision based on like the data, your fucking information you have. So you might, in this case, if you are like, fuck, I don't know if I should go to Cabo or not, whatever, I don't know if I should go on this trip. You start asking yourself questions that help you narrow it down, because if you're just like, what do I want? I don't know. So, emotionally it's hard. So you got to like start putting some logic behind it. So like, okay, do I enjoy this and this? Yes, no, okay. What would happen if I did this? What would happen if I did that? Would I be okay with this? Would I be okay with that? It's just asking yourself a series of questions until you boil down the pros and cons and such of each decision. And that tends to help a lot. And so what I'm saying is I feel like I need to start. They don't have to be that complicated every time, but doing that helps organize your thoughts and your feelings, even if the decision is as simple as where to go eat.
Yeah. No, I think I need to do that too.
I just do it in my head real quick. Like,
We're doing a
pros,
framework over
cons.
dinner.
Yeah.
Will I miss out on this? Will I regret this decision more? And then my decision is made. Usually it's just whatever decision I think I'm going to regret more, I'm going to do or the one that has less regret. Yes.
Yeah. I do want to point out though, the one thing that is just holding me back is the spontaneity of it. Like how spontaneity.
Spontaneity.
Yeah.
What did I say? Spontaneity.
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry, y'all.
Whatever. Y'all get it. Y'all get it. Don't worry.
You got the gist. Just because it's happening so soon, I feel like if even a few days ago, like I would have a little heads up, I would feel a lot better about it. But this is like a day.
I get you because I'm not in the right mindset for it either. I'm just.
So what is your mindset?
Well, I don't like how last minute this is either. Like I really don't, because I like to plan my outfits. I like to know what we're doing and everything. I like to have it figured out, but we don't have that much time, and I don't think that is a big enough reason for me not to experience it, just because I don't have the right amount of time to get into that mood. Because again, when else is this opportunity going to present itself? We could say next year, but I said that same thing last year about this year, and that's not happening. So for me, it's just I know that I can push myself to enjoy it. I can push myself to be in the right mindset when the time comes. But what I don't like is knowing that I decided to stay comfortable and just not take that decision just because I wasn't feeling up to it. Because I don't know.
See, I think that's just where we differ. Like, I'm okay to make that decision. I'm okay to say that, like, I'm not feeling it in this moment.
Yeah.
And I don't want to translate that energy to, like, a vacation.
Do you think your feelings change a lot, or they stay pretty much consistent? Because for me, my feelings are very dynamic, and I know that for me to get in this certain feeling, I can probably do it pretty quickly. So that might be different for you, and that makes a little more sense.
I think it's harder for me to switch out of things.
So it's like, when is it about respecting your feelings versus trying to change
okay,
them?
that's what I'm struggling with right now.
Right?
Yes, that's exactly my problem right now.
That's how
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel that way very frequently in social situations. It's like, do I respect the feelings that I just don't feel like I have the social battery for it. I don't feel up to it. Or do I try to make the effort to push myself and be like, it's okay, it doesn't matter, I'll make myself feel good. So I don't know the answer.
I don't know the answer, guys.
I'm still
If you have the
undecided.
answer,
How
let
do you
me
guys
know.
make decisions? Like, please let us know. How do you just? Fuck yeah.
I think it's goes back to just knowing yourself more.
Yeah.
Like it all goes back to that.
Yeah, and I think I'm
Because
learning.
I feel like I started saying no to plans this year for the first time because I wasn't like that. I would always say yes to everything, even when I wasn't feeling up to it. But now that I think I know myself more and I know what I want and what I need, there have been a lot more times where I'm just like, I can't do it. I don't feel up to it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm starting to do a lot more of that, is become more aware of when I am saying no because I know I'm not feeling up to it, instead of saying yes even though I don't feel up to it because I feel FOMO or like I should be saying yes to something, and learning to just respect myself in that way, respect my feelings really. Because I think that has helped me be a little bit more decisive, is that especially when it comes to like hanging out with friends, there's like this moral or this pressure to do it, because what if I haven't seen someone in a long time and I'm still like putting it off, and it's like, no, I don't want to, but it's like, oh fuck, I feel like I have to, because and that doesn't turn into anything good most of the time. So learning to even say, no, I don't want to, like I really don't, not right now, even though it might be like what's expected of me, I just don't want to do it, and so I won't. So that helps. I want to start doing everything with a lot more intention and just being genuine about it, instead of trying to force myself out of a hick every time, because I think that takes up a lot of my mental energy as well, is forcing myself, because then I feel like I just crash more afterwards. Yeah, I didn't even realize that, but that kind of helped. Yes, that.
It's so funny because I think you can really tell our zodiac signs from this conversation. And like, it's so clear that Kayla is a Taurus. It's so clear that I'm a Leo. And it's so clear that Gal's a Gemini. Just the way that we are like making decisions right now.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Astrology is real, y'all.
I have no fucking clue, but I'll take your word for it.
Just know we're right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
My moon is in Leo. And so is my rising.
Your rising is Sagittarius.
Is it?
We both have a Sagittarius rising.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, I have fire.
I'm a Leo rising.
Woo. Well, we all have fire risings. Wow. That's why we have so much fun together.
Literally.
Honestly, yeah.
Wow, revelations.
And that's why we get heated the most.
Heated and heat. Well, thank you guys for listening.
Yeah.
Let us know how you make a decision. If you are a decisive person, how do you do it? I'm gonna ask you guys that in the poll down below if you're listening on Spotify.
I think the poll question should be, should Kayla and I go to Cabo? That's the question.
And you guys will know what choice we made
based on our Instagram pictures.
Oh my god.
Based on Instagram pictures and our next episode.
For the question, I'll ask you guys how you make a decision, and for the poll, I'll put should get it. I don't know. Do you think it should be should Kayla go, or do you think she will or won't? Will she?
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Based on the where she's leaning right now, what do you think her decision will be? And find out in the next episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.